7:43, welcome back. A groundbreaking live theater project making a return to our area after debuting last year to just rave reviews, sold out crowds. But this is not a Broadway-bound smash musical or some hilarious play that you're going to see at the Tonys, though it probably does deserve a Tony. This is a subject and an exploration of a topic that is really just, it seems impossible for a lot of American culture to discuss, and it is grief. So Wesley Fouget is the director of the Grief Dialogues. Wesley, thank you for being here this morning.
Thanks
First,
for having
would you tell us a little bit about what the Grief Dialogues are?
Yeah, well, the Grief Dialogues is actually an arts project that is designed to change the conversation and really start a conversation about death, dying, and grief in America today. It includes podcasts, books, and short films, but I'm actually heading up the theatrical side of it, which is the Grief Dialogues, the play, which is really bringing that conversation and starting it on the stage and telling really important stories about grief, which, as you said, is something we really find a hard time talking about in America.
So how is it that you're brave enough to talk about it directorially and here on television?
Yeah, well, you know, I think one of the great unifiers that we all go through is death. And it's really exciting to me to use the stage and to use these theatrical pieces to start those conversations, which I think are really, really important to have. It is something that we all go through, and it's something that we all have a very hard time talking about because the subject is so taboo. But I think that makes it even more important to start those conversations, and what better way to do it than on the stage?
I tell people, we went through and continue to go through grief of our own. We lost our son 2 years ago.
Yes,
I've tried to be very public about that, and grief to me is an important conversation because I think like we're so good at death in this culture. I would die for that cupcake, or like death on TV, or death in a movie. I mean, it's everywhere.
Yes.
We're terrible at what comes after that for those of us left behind. What do you hope that the Grief Dialogues, the theatrical production, really can break through for people?
Yeah, well, my hope is that people can come and see that grief really does come in all sizes and packages, and there is no right or wrong way to grieve. I think one of the things that's unexpected about the play is that it truly is just that. It's unexpected. It's funny. It's heartbreaking. It shows people in different moments throughout the grieving process, and they're all going through it in their own way, which is exactly what happens in real life. So I truly hope that people can come and see the play and see something in themselves, or see something in a friend, or start to think about the process in a different way. It's not something that has like a step 1, step 2, step 3, which is something that we gravitate towards so strongly. It truly is an amorphous experience, and it lasts an inordinate amount of time. We don't know. So just giving people the space to experience, including if you're going through it yourself, giving yourself the space and time to go through whatever experience it is that you need to have. I hope people can get that out of the play.
Just a minute left here. I want to ask you a personal question, so I apologize in advance. What have you learned about your own grief through this process? Yeah,
well, that's a great question. I mean, one of the interesting things about doing this project for me is that I feel like I haven't actually had any great grieving experiences. But I know that they're coming for me. And I think that going through this experience and really sitting with the actors and digging into the material has allowed me to prepare myself for what I know will come. And we can never be truly prepared to grieve, but I think just having the conversations and sitting in the difficult subject changes and can prepare ourselves better for what we know will certainly come one day.
Yeah, thank you very much for sharing that and sharing this with us. Here are the details of the performances if you're interested. The first one, Bainbridge Island Museum of Art, June 15th, and then 18th in Union Theater in Seattle, June 19th through the 20th, and then 26th through 27th. Tickets are on sale right now. Brown Paper Bag.
Brown Paper Tickets.
Or Brown Paper Ticket, there you go, is where you can get them. Wesley Fouget, thank you very much for being here.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Important conversation.